one of the questions that you asked was, how can I convey my genuine interest in investment banking on networking calls? And I like how you asked genuine, because that
Hmm.
is the key.
Yeah.
Anyone and and anyone can get up there and say, "Oh, I really am interested in banking." But when you say that, it's going to land flat, and it's not going to
Hmm.
sound genuine when you say that. And so this is like a overall kind of life lesson that applies very much to investment banking, which
Hmm.
is actions over words, right?
Yeah.
You know, actions over words. So the way to convey your interest is not to say that you're interested, but show that you're interested. Okay. So that's
Hmm.
like the overarching concept. And I hope you're thinking, okay, great, Ben. How? That's what I care about.
Hmm.
How? The how here is going to be about doing work, doing research. And there's some general research you can do all the time to stay informed. And then there's going to be specific research you can do based on the person you're going to talk to. But I will tell you right now, the way to show that you're motivated is to impress on this person through your actions and your knowledge that, whoa, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy researched 4 different deals, asked me a really insightful question that got beyond the obvious. And the
Hmm.
only way you can get beyond the obvious is if you do the hard work and the research. I was at Robert Baird in real life,
Yeah.
as an investment banker and also as a recruiter, and I was on the consumer team. So I worked on a deal. I worked on a restaurant IPO. This IPO didn't go anywhere. Okay,
Mm.
and let's say we were talking about that. If you knew that in advance, you could say, oh, what's the typical number of units and revenue per unit where you're seeing restaurants IPO? Okay, wow. See, that's a really good question because
Hmm.
it showed that you've researched IPOs. You know that there's a certain size and certain revenue range in which they are more typical to be IPO. I can also infer that you've done the research and recognize that actually restaurants are unique in that historically they will IPO at much lower sizes, smaller sizes than say a manufacturing firm. So I'm giving you an example. The only way you would have known that is if A, you had talked to other bankers in the restaurant space, or B, again, you were reading articles, you were reading mergers and acquisitions, you were subscribed to private equity newsletters and M&A newsletters and restaurant industry. Like, that takes work and effort, but when you ask that one question, you didn't have to tell me you were interested. I knew that you were interested because you asked a
Hmm.
great question that proved to me that you had done research and you had done work. And that's the
Hmm.
best way to show that you're motivated.